We're live.
We are live
Welcome back, everyone,
to another amazing episode.
Another amazing episode of great, thought out content.
Zero.
Right.
And of course, I'm getting robocalls or something.
Oh, nice.
Screen call. Let's see what they want. It is. I'm doing a Google screen call.
Mm-hmm.
It basically sends a screen call thing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's for staying at a 5-star hotel.
Really?
So I'm sure. I'm sure that is a legit call.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's got to be legit.
So I did put something out on Facebook for rod building to see if
Yeah.
anybody is interested.
Right.
Interested. So if anybody out there is looking for a fishing rod,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you have anything custom and specific that they want to do,
Right.
I'm definitely open to doing that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing an all pink rod for one of Kim's friends.
What kind of pink? Like a light pink or like a hot pink?
Let's see if everything's still in my cart. I'll show you the colors.
Oh, you can just pull up the blank. Okay.
Yeah. Just log into my.
I should be getting my my foot pedal tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it was coming from somewhere in New Jersey, so that'd be nice.
There actually was one I saw on eBay. The guy wants 115 plus 15 for shipping for the old pedal.
Oh, the old pedal, yeah.
And he put up the make an offer, so I'm not sure. I was thinking about if it's still up there tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, why not? Just try and pick it up for $100 or something for a backup.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
All right, so let's see if I share screen. We're gonna go Chrome tab, shopping cart.
Well, looks like we got two people on.
Yep. They are both on YouTube.
Nice. Very good.
Get our YouTube views going.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Doing a 7-foot, pretty much the drop shot rods I've been doing.
I can't wait. Never mind. Why do I gotta do that? I gotta push that play button on my screen to see anything that you're throwing up there.
Really? That's weird.
Okay. So that's what color rod you're building for yourself, huh, Scott?
This is for one of Kim's friends.
Right.
So it's going to have the wind grip pink handles.
Yep.
Neon pink wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Black guides because I can't do pink guides. So.
Okay.
And then a black reel seat.
That'd be kind of cool if you could get the pink inserts on the guides.
Yeah.
But, oh well.
But yeah, this is the. Click on the rod. That's the metallic pink.
Oh, nice. So it kind of looks like a nail polish.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
I asked her what she wanted, and she said as loud as pink as you can get.
Yeah, it's a loud and obnoxious. Nice.
So, okay. So yeah, I mean it's not cheap, but it with I think I got a 10% off code. So it's going to be like $100 just for the rod stuff.
Right. That's before the reel or anything.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
So, but I mean, you're looking at a blank that is, they have the weight for the blank on here. I mean, altogether,
Yeah,
I think altogether, oh, might be on here. Nope. Altogether, the rod built is probably like 3 or 4 ounces at the most.
Yeah, they are amazingly lightweight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's my next project.
Okay. Yeah.
I do have my boat all finished.
So when are you going to get that out?
Saturday.
Okay.
I think we are going to Canisius Lake.
Oh, nice. What's going on, JP?
Hey, JP. Nice of you to join us again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to get out this weekend. I'm still up in the air whether or not I got to go into work Saturday. I'm kind of assuming that I will, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I haven't really looked at the weather here. What's the weather showing for this weekend? Sunday, high of 62, 40% chance. Yeah, I can still go out.
Yeah.
More like early showers.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be good.
See, we were trying to figure out where we're going to go, and we're going to go Saturday. I'm thinking that the inland lakes may be a little warmer.
Right.
I just don't know.
When I was out, did we go out Sunday or Saturday? And I forget what day. It was one of the days over the weekend, but we went out and the water temps were anywhere from 45 to 47, depending on where we were. So
yeah,
it's going to take a little bit to get back up into the 50s. But I don't know. It's probably warmed up a few degrees, so yesterday and today was pretty nice.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be 50, low 50s this weekend.
Yeah. So I'm hoping by the end of next week, because I'm off next week, hopefully by the end of the week, we can get closer to the mid 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Storming and raining here last 2 days, probably tomorrow. Yeah. Are your temps at least somewhat warm anyways? I was asking for JP.
Oh, I didn't see that he commented.
Yeah, I mean, your weather up there is going to be pretty much similar to what I'm here. So
yeah, I mean,
degrees.
Yeah, you're right on the lake. So yeah.
But I did catch my first time out using that new rod and reel. I did the only fish that we caught last weekend. I did catch on that new setup. So that was that, 26, 28 inch pike. So it was a nice fight.
What'd you catch it on?
That was on, it was on the, that was a Snatch 70X lipless. That gold, was that gold reactor color?
Oh, okay.
Yep. That was the one I caught a largemouth on the previous week. But it's got some battle marks on it now from that pike. That pike just devoured that thing. We got him in the boat, and I'm like, "Where's my bait?" Oh crap! It's down his throat.
Yeah, I was showing Kim. We were just talking about it before the live stream about where we're gonna go, and we decided on Canisius, and I'm like, "Well, we have a chance to catch some tiger muskie, right?"
Oh, nice, yeah.
So,
yeah,
it'd be a fun trip out.
Put some bigger baits on there, and why not?
Yeah.
It's warming. Yeah.
It's close to it.
Very close. Yeah. I'm hoping for that 55, 60 degree water. That's what I'm looking for. That'll probably be, I don't know, maybe another 3 weeks out or so. I'm thinking for me.
It all depends if it stays warmer.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
Especially if you get the warmer nights too, where you're not losing all that temp overnight. Yep.
Yeah. Like our nights up here are all like high 30s, low 40s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty excited that the morning before Ann and I went out fishing last weekend. I watched a YouTube video from 4 or 5 days previous, and I knew exactly where they were in the bay, and I'm like, I know exactly where that is. I know where that flat is, and they were using swim baits on like 1/4 3/8 ounce little the swim bait head.
The swim bait head or like the ball head jig type?
The swim bait head, and they were just slow rolling them across the bottom, and I think they got like a dozen or so within the first hour or 2 hours.
That's the video you sent me that I didn't watch.
Yeah. Yep.
I never got around to watching it.
But when we got out there, so we launched, and I think we were on the water by late morning. So we're cruising across the bay, and I'm like, boy, there's an awful lot of boats over there. There was probably at least a dozen boats. I don't know, within probably 300 yards of each other. So it was. I think I saw 2 boats pulling some bass. Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, I was a little upset. I was looking forward to catching some smallies because they were catching anywhere from 2.5 to 4 or 5 pounders.
Nice.
So, yeah.
I'm assuming they're probably using either.
Something similar to that.
Or they have these are the unpainted ones that are
right. Yep.
Thinner.
Yep. Yeah, and they weren't using anything too long. I think they were right around the 3-inch long.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I wasn't marking. I don't recall marking a single fish on that flat either.
Huh.
So yeah.
It's tough, I've that's one thing that I really want to get better at is graphing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's always tough for us, a lot of the weekend warriors to figure out graphing because we don't spend enough time doing it.
Right.
And then there's always that intrigue, like I just want to cast. I just want to cast. I just want to fish.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to sit around and drive.
Yeah. 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 One of these days, I just need to just plan a whole couple hours and just go and kind of drive over stuff and find some humps and ledges and stuff and mark them and see if I can mark any fish and
Yeah, I mean, even if it's
mark them, yeah.
Even if it's not like a great day to be fishing, just get out on the boat.
Yep.
And just especially if you went by yourself, just go by yourself and just drive around and just throw down GPS.
The bay is plenty big. I mean, from basically the channel going into the lake all the way down to the head. I mean, you're talking 3 to 4 miles long and a mile and a half across. So, yeah. I mean, it's like a lake in itself, basically. I was
going to say it's probably bigger than some of the lakes we fish.
And then you got some smaller bays and inlets and stuff like that as well. But I do whenever I want to catch pike though, I got a great pike spot.
Yeah.
It's just I mean we fished for smallies. We fished a couple other spots. And I'm like, I need to catch something today. So we ran down there, and that was at the west end of the bay. The wind was coming out of the northeast, and it goes from about 20 feet, and then within 100 yards, it comes up to, I don't know, probably about 5 feet or so. So the waves and the wind, it was real wavy at that west end, that point we were kind of on. So we were rocking some, I don't know, 3-4 footers most of the time over there.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
I will say,
just had the bow pointed into the waves, so the back end of the boat was facing the shore. So we'd cast for about 5 minutes, and then I'd move us over about 100 feet.
Yeah. So. Wind is always helpful.
Yeah.
Point. Another thing I've found is whatever way the wind is pushing. So if the wind is coming out of the west, you want to fish a lot of the times you want to fish the east side of the lake where the wind is actually pushing the bait fish up to the up to the shore.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that's where we're getting those pike.
Yeah.
Yep. That northeast wind blowing across to the west side of the bay. Yep.
Yeah, I found a lot of the lakes that we fish, it ends up being the east side of the lake that we fish on the most.
Yes. Yeah. Because, I mean, the majority of the time, the winds for us are out of the southwest.
Yep.
Yeah, I was reading a couple of the fishing reports for Presque Isle Bay that morning, and they said, there was a decent smallmouth bite on some of the flats and whatnot. Some of the guys are fishing out in the main lake, if it's not too rough. And Misery Bay, there's a Perry Monument there, Oliver Hazard Perry. There's a big, tall statue, like, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but there's a big monument there. There's a little bay back in there. And they said the pike were feeding ferociously. That's the word that they used. I'm like,
really?
Don't really want to fish in there too much, but there's a lot of nice weed beds back in there with a lot of holes and stuff in. So, summertime, you can get some decent largemouth,
cool.
Fish in those holes. So that'd be a good spot summertime.
You just need to get some. Do you have any leaders? Do you have any steel leaders?
Oh, yeah. I got a bunch. I ended up buying some after one of our Cayuga trips because I got tired of losing all those baits. So
yeah,
I might end up doing that. So
yeah, I mean, if you're out there and you're just want to catch fish,
So I've gotten quite a bit more comfortable now handling the pike.
Yeah.
So I'm not grabbing them like strangling them, just comfortably getting the hands up under the gill plate and grabbing the jaw. And the one that I caught the other day was pretty chill. So I just need to get some longer pliers because he had that sucker in his mouth.
Yeah, that can be a rough one.
My finger, my pliers are probably 8 inches long, and I was about half an inch to an inch from his teeth. That's how far down in I had to go. But luckily they weren't buried in there, but it came out pretty easy. But that's a little too close for comfort.
That's crazy that he had it that far down. Yet he didn't break you up.
He had it like in the side, the side of the throat. But they weren't buried too deep, luckily.
Good.
But I was surprised as hell because normally your line's going to get all nicked up.
Oh yeah.
Because I knew he was bigger, and when he came up to the surface, I'm like, well, he's a big guy. I'm like, I'll tire him out a little bit. So I let him take a little bit of line out and brought it back in, and then we netted him. So right now we were talking to ourselves.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
What you been paying attention to the crypto world at all today?
I've been just watching my money go up and up. Little by little. Did it fall yet?
It's holding pretty well.
Steady. Yeah.
The key for me, XRP right now, I want it to hold 22 cents, 22.50 would be great, but
yeah,
that's kind of a key.
What are we at?
Key hold.
We're at 22.57.
Yep.
Jeff, hey, Jeff,
what's going on? But pretty much my portfolio from yesterday to today is up about a solid 1,500.
That's nice.
So I'm up. I'm like, man, I should cash out those profits and just go buy a new gun or something. I seriously thought about it.
Yeah.
Springfield Armory just came out with a new AR pistol. It's called the Saint pistol in .308.
Really?
So it basically has the legal buttstock on it, which is actually considered an arm brace. So basically, you can have a short-barreled rifle because it's legal because it has the arm brace, which is like your normal buttstock.
Huh.
But that's probably about $1,100-$1,200. I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Can't quite justify that at the moment.
Jeff says he's just driving his semi.
Oh, nice.
So you're a truck driver? You Do you watch a lot of YouTube while you drive, or listen to YouTube?
Listen to it, I hope.
I tend to do that when I'm driving to and from work. I'll put some YouTube on.
I do the same thing every morning. I got 40 minutes each way, so I usually watch some either crypto videos or whatever I find that looks interesting.
Although I did just get, I got XM.
Okay.
I redid my XM. I think I got like $60 for like the next year.
All right.
Like that.
Oh, for 12 months?
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Nice.
But with that, it actually no comment. we won't tell your boss. We actually you can play it through the Google Home.
Mm-hmm.
So I can play it on. I have 4 different speakers in the house for my Google Home system. So you can just tell it to play whatever channel.
Yep.
Plus you can get it on your phone. Plus I can get it in my truck. So for $60 for all of that, I'll take it.
Oh yeah. For a year, that's great. Yep.
So
I have XM in mine, for to and from work. But the reason I do that is because I get about halfway to work and it's so hilly.
Oh, it cuts out.
I start cutting out radio stations, so it's kind of a must.
Yeah. So they finally shipped my 6 cents order. I think I sent you the.
Yeah, you sent me the email. Well, you sent me the email they sent back to you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, they're a little slow. They're a little slow on shipping these days. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for a shipment of stuff to come in or something. I don't know.
It could be. It's weird. You would think that they had just got done sending out the monthly boxes. You'd think they would be a little bit slow.
Yeah.
But I don't know, because it didn't seem like they had any did they have like a big sale going on still or not?
Not really. I mean, they still have their clearance section.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bunch of like hats, shirts on clearance. There's a bunch of tackle on clearance.
Yeah.
But the thing for me is like it was a week. I didn't hear anything for a week until I asked them.
Right.
Said they're going to get it out as soon as they can, and then they got it out the next day. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
I've found that too. Like usually if you shoot them an email or something like that, like, hey, where's my stuff? They'll go out of their way a little bit to make sure it gets boxed up.
And it's fine. Like I don't need anything that's in there.
Right.
But for it to sit there for an entire week and nothing happened.
Yeah.
Because I've had where I put in the order and it ships the same day.
Same day. Yeah. Yep.
So. Yeah.
I'm finding that type of stuff happens a lot, and most of the websites you're buying stuff off of, they'll say, oh, because of what's going on, that it might be a couple of days extra to process and get it packaged up.
Well, that was the thing on their website. It does say that you may experience longer than usual delivery times.
Right.
But that's delivery. Like you didn't even put the order together, so.
Right.
If you're waiting for something, that's fine. I don't mind, but it's just I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I ordered some more reloading supplies, projectiles, stuff like that, and normally they're usually 3-4 days before they get it shipped out, and it's been longer than that. So
yeah.
Just hoping I get it at some point next week while I'm off of work, and that way I'll have time to get stuff going.
Yeah. So I did get the alternator and onboard charger installed on the boat.
Mm-hmm.
Everything works.
That is a plus.
I was a little nervous with that because you have to have and I asked you about the sending unit. Mm-hmm. And there's a purple wire for the alternator. They have to connect for it to like engage the system.
Okay.
And you only want to put it on something that gets power after the key is turned.
Okay.
So I put it on the sending unit for the gas tank, which is right there where I'm running the wires anyways.
All right.
Which worked out great. And then I just turned the engine over real quick, and the green light came on, and I'm like, sweet, that's cool.
That's all you need, really.
Yeah. So I do kind of want to check it just to see running the engine.
Yeah.
If it does start kicking power over.
Yeah.
But
So
it's all
throw the earmuffs on there quick.
Well, that's the thing. I need to get a new garden hose. Mine.
The dog chew it?
No.
I left
it outside over the winter,
and
it basically like welded itself to the nozzle.
Gotcha.
So when I tried to use some pliers to get the nozzle off, it just kind of messed it up. So
right. Yeah, that happens.
The new garden hose is on order. I'm waiting for it to get here.
All right, good.
But I'll probably end up being on the lake before I get the hose. So whatever.
Ann just texted me. Are those pot plants behind you? No, those. I don't believe those are. I'm not sure what kind of plants those are. Those poppy plants. Is that opium?
Opium, even better.
Even better, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. Those probably aren't there. That picture that I have as my backdrop right now is from.
Is that New York City?
That was from New York City. Yeah. When I was on the Newlywed Game back in 2011. I think it was 2010 or 11. Yeah. Maybe it was 10. But we stopped at a bar before our audition, and the place right next to the bar is that place right there, Stout. So I'm like, that's pretty cool. It's mom's maiden name, so take a picture of that. Yeah, it was like a restaurant, something or other. They weren't open at the time because it was, I think, late morning. But yeah.
I think I've only been to one bar, Lake Weeds.
Right.
I was only at one bar in New York City because I worked down there for like a month doing a job, and I think it was like McSorley's or something like that. It's whatever the oldest bar, and I don't know, they tout themselves as the oldest bar in America or something like that.
Is that in Manhattan?
Yes.
Okay.
And they only have two kinds of beer: light beer and dark beer. That's it.
You said the oldest bar in America?
I want to. That's what I think. I think that's what it said. Nope, definitely not there.
Bell and Hand Tavern that I was at in Boston. They're self-proclaimed the oldest tavern in the United States. I forget. I have that red T-shirt with the American flag on it. That's from Bell and Hand, and it has the established date on it. I forget what it is, like 1700 something or something like that. I don't know.
Okay, so it says McSorley's is one of the oldest bars in the country. That's what it says. One of. But that's the only bar I ever went to.
All right.
In New York City.
Okay. Let's see, Bell and Hand Tavern, first pour, 1795. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, this says 1854. I don't know.
Okay. That's old. It's older than I am.
Yeah. This says old time bar with Irish bartenders. Two kinds of ale, light or dark.
Right.
And there's sawdust on the floor.
Nice. It's just cool going into old places like that. There's just a lot of history. Yep.
Remember, what was the place we went to? It was we stopped there on our way to. It was near Cayuga. We stopped at Bass Pro.
Oh, that was in. It was in Auburn, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in Auburn. It had all of the prison stuff. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, and if you're watching, I'm assuming she's watching. Do you remember what the name of that place was in Auburn that we stopped? That was either before or after Bass Pro. that little bar where we got some food and a couple drinks.
Yeah, it was after we stopped.
That was on our way up though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I found Prison City Pub and Brewery.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that place is all right. Yep.
So we're gonna start getting
Was
royalties or something for
that
marketing
on
dollars.
our way up to the St. Lawrence or to
Yes.
Cayuga? That was
St.
on our way
Lawrence.
to St. Lawrence. Okay.
Yeah, because we drove. We got off the exit for Cayuga Lake. We went to the winery.
Yes.
And then we drove across to Bass Pro.
Yep.
Where they had the what was it, the Rodney Dangerfield fish with the big eyes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got a picture of that somewhere. The really big bug eyes.
And then we went to that brewery.
Mm-hmm.
And then we drove up to well, actually after the brewery we went to Wegmans and got food.
Yes,
and
we did.
And then we went to the house we rented.
Yeah. On
the St. Lawrence.
It'd be nice to do that again at some point. Just get a Airbnb or Vrbo or whatever. Find something else up there, somewhat close.
Yeah, that's the thing now. Like Kim and I, we have Tesla, our dog. So now a lot of the times we're gonna, try to find places to stay where we is dog friendly.
Yeah.
I haven't been to
in 4 weeks. Yeah, I mean, same here. All the bars are closed.
Yeah.
I mean, even our state stores in Pennsylvania, which are basically liquor and wine stores, they've been closed for over a month now, I would say. I mean, you can still get wine at some of the grocery stores, but your hard liquor, if you didn't stock up, you're SOL.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm okay.
I haven't been to a bar in, I guess the bowling alley, I guess, counts as a bar, right? So
yeah.
March 12th.
Yeah, wow.
Something like that. I think that's the last.
How long has it been since you've got a haircut too?
A couple weeks.
It's been about 2 hours for me. I just pulled the clippers out again today when I got home from work and just gave it the old. I did the half guard today, so I'm not receding too much. It's getting a little thin, but not too bad.
You need to dye your hair green. Just put a green tint to your.
It's past St. Patrick's Day though.
Yeah, but then you just kind of blend in with the background.
Right. So half of my face will be invisible, right?
Yeah, I think I'm due for a haircut because I think Kim's gonna do it because she's gonna have her surgery on Tuesday, so she's gonna be kind of out of commission for a couple weeks. She usually does it for me.
There we go. There's the
green screen.
There's the green screen. That looks pretty horrendous with a blue shirt on.
You look like an Easter basket or something.
Right.
There you go. Little brick wall.
It's not my brick wall. That's not my living room. Here's a beach shot from the Dominican.
Ain't that a beach?
This is from the coast of Massachusetts, just north of the Cape.
Cool.
There's a pool with a mountain backdrop in the Dominican where we stayed.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really nice backdrop there. Couple of my toys. That up there. I like
there you
that.
I say I have like fishing rods.
Yeah.
And stuff falling on the floor. Fishing rods and bowling balls. Fishing tackle.
How many bowling balls do you have, Scott?
Yeah, 5.
How many bowling balls do you have?
There's 9 that are mine.
And how many does the dear wife have?
4.
That's it?
Yeah.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah. And we are retiring, quitting.
You're quitting.
Yeah.
So this is just going to be recreational and fun bowling from here forward.
For a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna give it some time and walk away, and we decided that before the whole coronavirus thing.
Right. Yep.
So
yeah.
But we're gonna take some time off and I don't know, not bowl.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's other more important things to focus on.
Fishing.
Yes. Yep. So I just noticed here, Jeff's been commenting quite a bit, and he's supposed to be driving.
Do you have like
the voice to text or voice to comment?
Voice to text.
He must be in stop and go traffic. That's what it is.
One of these upcoming shows, we're gonna have to invite Jeff to live stream with us from his semi.
Yeah, that would be sweet. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, we need to do that. Get a couple of the regulars to join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It's not very hard either. So.
Oh no, we just have to send
yeah, just send the link. Yep.
No comment.
Nice. Oh, I keep looking at my bikes. I'm like, man, I'm gonna go for a ride. Yeah, a bunch of the guys at work keep giving me grief. They're like, oh, why don't you ride to work? And I'm like, well, it's 35, 40 degrees in the morning. And
yeah,
I'm, riding down the highway at 80 miles an hour or more for, for a good while. And it gets a little chilly out. So,
yeah.
Yep. But yeah, I'm waiting on that foot pedal for the boat to come in. I think I said tomorrow it should be here. So I'll definitely have that for fishing this weekend, whether it's Saturday or Sunday. Cool. And then next week, I'm off all next week. So depending on the weather, I can fish early, fish late. And then that'll be the first week of May. And then the second 2 weeks of May. Well, the second week, we're definitely going to be no production at work. I'll be covering second shift. So that'll be like 3 till 11. So I'll be able to, for that second and third week if we're off the third week. But I can definitely get in some morning fishing, cool. weather permitting those weeks. So that'll be good. Hopefully try and get out early enough too to get that early bite. So maybe try and get out there by like 6 or 7, be on the water by 7.
I think that's the one thing with these early, the water temperatures. I don't think the like early and late bite is as much of a thing.
Right.
I think it's more water temperature dependent, but I mean, that's just kind of my thought.
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly.
Well,
I know a lot of it, they don't have the early bird catches the worm for nothing.
Right. But the previous bunch of times we've been out this year on the boat fishing, it's usually been late morning or early afternoon. So kind of that midday when it's kind of usually you have that little bit of a lull.
Yeah.
So I definitely like to try and get out earlier in the day just to see if I can, get on some kind of bite just to change it up.
Yeah. We'll see. I think we're going to leave around 6 a.m. to head to Canisius, so we should be there by like 7:38.
Yeah. Should be fishing by close to 8.
Yeah. So we'll probably put a good day in before we head back.
So you're going to go down to the shallow end there and throw some topwaters?
I've never had any good luck north. Well, you know the point, that point.
Yeah. Yep.
I haven't had any luck at Canisius bass fishing north of that point.
Really?
Everything I've caught was either that point down the side, down that would be the southeast part of the lake, and then the very south part of the lake.
Back in the pads.
Yeah, back in those pads.
Yeah.
So right now, being this early in the season, I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's going to be very many pads.
Yeah.
But I also don't think there's going to be very many fish under the pads. I don't know.
Right.
I've never fished it this early to know. So
yeah, I might. Depending on how the weather turns out for next week, I might look up some fishing reports for Chautauqua.
I thought about that too.
See if they're catching any bass down there, and maybe just make that 45-minute run over there and launch. Might be a good idea to try if they're catching some.
And Saturday walleye opens, so even if you're if you catch a few walleye, they're usually early morning, late at night.
Yeah.
In that 8 foot range.
Mm-hmm. Good evening, Mr. Robertson.
How's it going?
Yeah. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I definitely. I've never fished Chautauqua this early in the year, so
yeah.
And I mean, even if we don't get a walleye bite, try and find some bass, around the bridges, or hit some docks. If not, then you can always perch fish. So.
I just looked up the fishing report for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like sporadic catches of crappie.
Okay.
In the canals, the canal angler.
Mm-hmm.
And then the open lake may be a better bet for crappie. Key on areas of green weeds or structure in 4 to 8 feet of water. Small jigs tipped with a minnow, 1-inch tube. They really don't talk about anything. Yeah, they really don't talk about anything other than that. Which I don't know with the New York fishing reports, like if they're allowed to talk about fish that aren't in season.
That could be, yeah. Because there's not like for down here in Erie, there's not a whole lot of bass reports, but technically bass aren't in until I want to say like June or something like that. I think we can keep one down here right now as long as it's over. I want to say like 16 inches or something. I'd have to look at my book, but
yeah, like even the Niagara River, they talk about perch fishing. Let's see, steelhead in the lower river.
Mm-hmm.
Lake trout. It says lake trout and bass mixed in, so I guess they did mention bass.
Okay. But I wouldn't even mind going out for trying to find a good perch bite somewhere. Yeah. I mean, they are catching some perch down here in Erie, but that would be nice to get a nice bunch of them and throw them in the freezer. So,
see,
beginning of alligator mating season in Florida.
Ooh.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely would want to be careful.
Whereabouts in Florida are you? We'll take Stout Sportsmen on the road.
Yes.
No stranger to trips.
Yes.
Been a while, but
I don't think I've ever fished in Florida.
I haven't either.
Next time I'm down there, fly down or whatever, have to, take a couple rods with me. And
we tried to go on a fishing trip in Bermuda, but we never made it to Bermuda.
Right. Oh, that was during the hurricane.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Live on Lake George.
Yeah, we're both pulling that up right now, aren't we?
little Google action.
Well, Lake George is New York, but I'm assuming there's a Lake George in Florida as well.
Yeah. So he is. Let's see.
Yes.
It's like central. He's north of Orlando.
Okay. Yep.
to the east or to the west of Daytona Beach. He lives in a good area.
Yeah. Ocala National Forest. Yep. Yeah, it's a decent sized lake.
That's actually on the St. Johns River.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it looks like it goes all the way at the south end. Yeah, leads right into it. And then actually it goes to the south end of it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So is Lake George part of like when the elites come?
Yeah, I would think because St. John's continues south of that. I bet that it should be in play.
Yeah.
I would think. Yeah, I would think that I can't remember where their home base was for the tournament, but I would actually it was Palatka, which is just north of Lake George.
It's wide spot on the St. Johns and miles wide, 14 miles long.
Okay. Yeah, so there probably are guys that probably run down there as long as there's a bike down there. Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice. Good fishing. Yeah. It would be nice to just take like a month and just work our way down. Just a couple places in Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida.
So if we could take a month, if we did a month, we could drive down and work our way back.
It'd probably be better to work our way back. Yeah.
Start in like March, March to April, and just work our way from Florida and go up.
Yeah.
Try to follow the spawn.
Yeah. We'll put that on the bucket list. And, probably another. Yeah, within 3 years we could probably do it.
Yeah, as long as XRP works its way out.
Yeah. Sooner or later.
So here's one we can talk about. Did you see the news story? I don't know if you follow Wired to Fish at all.
I do. I do follow them. Yep.
Did you see the story about where is it? I'm pulling up. I think it was on Wired to Fish. They had on Chautauqua Lake, they had where is it? At one of the launches, or not Chautauqua, Chickamauga.
Okay.
On Chickamauga Lake, they had at one of the launches, somebody was breaking into vehicles and they started two of them on fire.
What?
Yep. And one of the guys that actually, one of his truck lost his truck was a sheriff.
Oh.
Yeah. So,
not good.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find.
They have pictures?
Let me see if I can. Okay. I found it. Yes, there is. Nice. Let me share.
So he had his truck and boat at the ramp. Yeah, that's his trailer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Let me zoom in a little bit.
Well, it's a Ram, so it looks like a Ram, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
No offense to anybody watching the trouser.
Yep. So there's another picture.
Wow. That's just ridiculous.
So let's see. There's a 2006 Dodge Ram 2500.
Mm-hmm.
But he basically said his fishing season's over because he doesn't have anything else to pull it with and pull his boat with or anything like that. So,
wow. So they broke in, they stole a GoPro and
there you go.
Full of fishing footage, small tool set, and a motorcycle helmet, and $2.50. Wow. So were they pissed off that they didn't get a good yield and said, let's Molotov cocktail his truck.
So right here is Kim and I told the story to Kim, and she said it was the wife that did it.
Really?
Right here. My wife and I are finally climbing out of that financial hole, and this happens on our 7-year anniversary. He was out fishing on his 7-year anniversary.
Oh yeah, she
It was
could be a scorned wife. Wow, yeah, that could very well be right there. She could be pissed off. He probably, he could have very well forgotten that it was his anniversary, and she didn't like that too well.
But hey, that's my wife talking.
Right.
It's like 7-year anniversary, and he's out fishing.
Right. Jeff says he has 2 Silverados. Scott, you drive a Silverado.
Yep.
I drive a Ford Edge, but it's not a very popular make in my family because my brother and my dad. My dad's been long retired, but worked for General Motors. So when I took that Ford over there to show him, he is like, "What's that thing?" Yeah. I think the next vehicle will probably be a Chevy, most likely, or something from the GM line. Anyways, might as well when you get the discount. So
yeah, that's one of the main reasons I bought the Chevy Silverado.
Yeah,
I get the discount. I have your dad, then one of my other uncles and one of my aunts worked for the GM plants.
Yeah.
My uncle actually, my one uncle Wayne, he actually works at the engine plant.
Oh, in Tonawanda.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
So when I bought my first one, and I think it was 14 that I bought it. He said that he's like, if you ever have the engine out of that, if you look at the number on it, the serial number, he's like, if you get that number and show it to me, he's like, I can tell you if I built it or not.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
nice.
So,
nice.
when you get that discount and your family kind of is invested,
right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'd really like to get a Colorado or a Canyon, but when you look at the price on them,
yep,
and there's hardly ever any decent deals or rebates or whatever going on with them, you're better off buying the Silverado.
Yep.
But I'd really like to grab a Colorado or a Canyon with that 2.8 Duramax diesel. So it's got quite a bit of power, and it gets decent highway mileage. That diesel does. So.
Yeah, that's what I've always looked at, like the Colorado versus the Silverado. Like your gas mileage isn't that much better,
right.
if at all.
Yep.
The price isn't that much better, if at all.
Yeah. There's never any lease deals on those trucks either. So I mean, not that I would, but as much as I drive to and from work, it doesn't make sense for me. I'd have to park it after 6 months anyway.
But yeah, I mean the double cab Silverados, like there's always deals on those, and it's for the money, it's probably the truck you're gonna find.
Yeah. Yep. So I've had my Ford now for, June it'll be 4 years, and I have 88,000 miles. Well, I put 88,000 miles on it so far. I got 125,000 on it right now. So that's 22,000 miles a year. And you got to remember, I've only been working where I'm working for 2 years now. So it's a lot of miles.
Well, I have, I bought mine in November of 18. It's a 2018. I have almost 31,000. We're nearing in on that. In a year and a half. Yeah. It's helped working from home the last 2 months.
Oh, absolutely.
It's definitely helped.
Yeah.
But fishing season is upon us, so
yeah, you I mean, you start making a couple hour truck trips, that it adds up.
Yep. But I did get the the gas score over the weekend.
Oh yeah, you stopped in Silver Creek, right?
Yep.
And what was it per gallon down there?
I'm gonna pull it up. We can show
Okay.
everybody.
Yeah, Silver Creek it's a small town right off of Interstate 90 between Erie and Buffalo, basically. Just a little Indian reservation town. Yeah, 29.57 and 33.6 gallons. So what's that come out to?
I think it's 89 or 87.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, gas for me in Erie right now, right around 209. I think down where I work is $1.99. Or you can drive a half an hour over to Ohio or New York and get it much cheaper.
It's 87.9
Nice.
cents. So yeah, I had the 14-gallon tank that I just bought.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to go in my truck. I'm gonna probably start taking that when I go on trips.
Yeah.
Just fill up cheaper on the reservations and avoid buying gas anywhere that I.
Does it have an electric pump to it?
No, it's
is it manual or is it just gravity feed?
It's a manual to start, but then it gravities.
Okay. Gotcha.
So you just have to kind of start it, and then
right.
It says to put it higher than the.
Well, if it's gravity feed, you're going to want it higher. Yeah. Okay. Nice.
But that thing full is definitely pretty heavy.
Yeah. 14 times what? Roughly 8 pounds per gallon, something like that.
Yep. It's definitely like probably 100 pounds full.
Mm, yeah.
It's the tank itself is like close to 30.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's got wheels on it, so you can cart it around.
Yeah, you can move it around. Okay. Yeah, I filled up the other day at Tops. I had, I think, 50 cents off per gallon, so I paid $1.59 per gallon, something like that. And I took the truck was almost empty, so I filled that up, and then I took I think I had 3 5-gallon cans that I filled up.
Nice.
Yeah, so that'll hold the boat for a little while anyway.
Smoking Joe's actually in Lewiston is like $1.59, so regular.
Wow.
Yeah,
it'd be nice if they had ethanol free at the reservations.
Yeah.
Yeah, ethanol free for me up here is like 265, 285, something like that. It's still pretty high.
Yeah. Actually, looking at gas prices for, well, not gas prices, but in the Yamaha for my motor, it doesn't actually say anything about. It says to run regular.
Just 87.
Yeah, it doesn't really say anything about any like running ethanol free or anything. So just, I did buy through Amazon. I bought 2 bottles of the StarTron, the fuel treatment.
Yep.
I've been running that for probably 2 years now, 2 or 3 years.
Nice.
That works out.
Good.
Got to put a little bit in my tank. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been running the ethanol free, which for us is 90 octane. So that's what I've been running in the boat. And most of the time I run that in the bikes, lawnmower, snowblower, all that stuff, just because of, especially like in the lawnmower late in the year, if you're not going to get the tank emptied out, it's just nice to have it in there where it's not going to deteriorate on you.
Yeah, probably in the two cycles.
Yeah.
The ethanol free probably makes a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
I paid $157.90 in Citra, Florida today.
I'm assuming $1.57.9. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So how much gas did you get for $157?
Yeah, unfortunately, Pennsylvania is one of the top 2 or 5 heavily taxed states for gas. Unfortunately, or I should say, well, it's a commonwealth, not a state.
They changed that though. I mean, what was it?
Yeah, a couple of years back, we used to be cheaper than you guys.
Yeah, I remember because I used to, when I came down to see you, I used to fill up.
Yeah,
Because it was always cheaper.
Not anymore. Yeah, just keep going past Erie toward Ohio and go about 2 exits in, and you'd be all set. $1.09 or $1.10. Dang. Oof.
So you should. I mean, if you're gonna come fish Chautauqua, you might want to empty some tanks out and.
Yeah, I'll just drop those. I'll drop those in the truck and cans back. Yeah.
Drive a little farther north.
I have four 6-gallon tanks for the boat. I got 3 metal, the old school OMC Johnson metal tanks.
Oh yeah.
And then I have 1 plastic 6-gallon tank as well. So, yep.
Good.
So I figure between there's 4 5-gallon cans in the garage plus the 4 6-gallon boat tanks. So that's 44 gallons, something like that.
Yeah, I'm at 42 gallons just in tanks, just in plastic tanks in my garage. 24 in the boat, 26 in the truck, something like that.
Yeah.
Everything is full. I think my truck's at 3/4 of a tank right now.
Yeah. It's good to have it. So
yeah.
If that case ever arises where you got to run that generator.
Oh, yep. Generator's full. Lawnmower's full.
Yep.
The snowblower is still full.
Right. Yeah, I probably didn't get much use out of it this past year.
No, I think I ran it maybe 3 or 4 times.
Yeah. Yep.
And a couple of those times I probably could have just shoveled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gas is crazy these days.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. If you watch oil prices at all, I watch oil because it kind of coincides a lot with the stock market and everything else that's going on. And like the WTI, the West Texas crude, has just been getting hammered this last couple of weeks. All the way down to, what was it, a week or two ago, was minus, I forget what it got down to, like minus something. They were paying people to take oil pretty much. So.
Jeez.
And then you see, you see those pictures at all of all those oil tankers sitting off the coast of California?
No, I haven't.
There was like 20 something full, big, huge tanker ships just anchored because there's nowhere to put that oil.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Yep.
It's probably something something to get into. As soon as the economy kicks back off, it's gonna probably jump back up. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about that sector to really make a good guess, but yeah. Anything else going on you want to cover here?
I will say I'm looking at the Sixth Sense website, and they actually have the Axis listed.
Oh, it's listed
under hard baits. They're all sold out.
Right, naturally.
But they're $15 a piece.
Really? Ouch.
And they have 6 colors.
Wow. Yeah, it's probably going to be a bit until they get somewhere in. Yep, it's under shell cranks. Oh, those are sharp looking.
Yeah, they are.
That first one on the left with the scales. Yeah, it's pretty sharp looking. I like that.
I think it's the Shad Pro.
Yeah, it could be.
Yep. They're 2 to 5 foot diving.
Oh, that's perfect.
And pivoting lip allows it to track true while randomly hunting side to side like a real bait fish would.
Mm-hmm. That'll probably give it a nice deflection too, off of off of stumps and rocks or wherever you're throwing it.
The end result is an action, sound, and vibration like no lure before it. Plus, it comes stock with premium top-of-the-line hooks and lifelike paint schemes to ensure you get the best right out of the package.
Yeah.
says 3 years in the making.
Wow. Well, that tells you right there that they put some decent R&D into it.
Yeah. Probably we'll never see that in our bags.
Probably not for a while, I would say.
It'll be as elusive as the jerk baits are.
Yeah.
So you'll see.
We've gotten a Provoke 106 one time.
Yeah.
In
So,
over a year and a half almost.
Yeah. So yeah, you'll see like maybe one a year.
Yeah. Their jerk baits work too. The one day, I think I caught 2 or 3 pike on the same bait. They just destroy that thing.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part is like with catching pike on those, especially when you got 3 treble hooks, it can get a little dicey. Unhooking them, especially if they get all 3 of them buried.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So far, what have you caught fish on this year? I mean, I haven't caught a fish yet this year.
I've caught fish on jerk baits, lipless crankbaits. I think I caught one off of a movement. I think it was an L7. And obviously my wacky rig. Wacky rig always works back in the lagoon area for me. Yep.
I just kind of wondering if there was a pattern to what you're catching them on.
Yeah.
Like moving baits.
Not so much. I mean, I've thrown quite a bunch of different crankbaits. Like when we were fishing on that flat for the smallmouth over the weekend, I was throwing some 8 to 12 stuff, and I could feel it, digging into the bottom, and nothing. But you got to have fish there to catch fish. So
yeah.
I've been trying to throw a lot of different stuff. Like I threw swim bait quite a bit over the weekend as well on those flats, and yeah. But keep throwing the kitchen sink at them to try and see.
Yeah.
Find some kind of pattern. But
how clear is your water been?
It's been
dirty.
It's been fairly dirty. I mean, not like chocolate milk, but it's for the most part, with as much wind as we've had and with the rains, yeah, it's pretty stained.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to use, like the lipless that I've been throwing was that gold reactor. So that's I've caught numerous fish on that already this year. So that's been working pretty well.
Cool.
Yep.
Do we have anything else to talk about? We've gone an hour and 8 minutes on talk and about planning nothing.
Right. Yeah. It's kind of like that one Seinfeld episode, the show about nothing. Yeah. We really didn't have anything set to talk about today. We're just kind of rambling on about whatever's on our mind. And, yeah.
So we didn't talk about it beforehand either. So
right. Yeah. We talked for maybe a minute or so before we went live.
A lot of it was me like trying to get your attention because you weren't hearing me.
Right. Yeah. So I was already logged in waiting for Scott, and I on the bottom left of your screen, if you're looking at it, Scott, where you add or remove from the live stream.
Yeah.
So I saw that you were on there, but I didn't realize I needed to hit the play button to pull you in or pull me in. So.
That's weird.
Yeah. Because I've never had that before. So usually when you add yourself in, you're right there. So I don't know what's going on.
Odd.
Yeah. I did take I took the camera and stuff out, the gear out with me over the weekend, thinking that we were going to get on a smallmouth bite because it was similar conditions to what I had seen those guys a couple days previous in that video. I'm like, all right, this will be good, So I was like, I'll wait till I catch 1 or 2 and then I'll get stuff set up. But no. So maybe next time. Might as well take it out just in case,
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
I do have 2 more videos of Fox to come. I'm probably gonna put up one coming up here probably tonight or tomorrow.
Yep.
Got 2 more to do of those. There's one up already. But the fox, I think, are gone. They
they moved out?
Yeah, there's a mom and 6 babies. They basically raised hell for about 3 or 4 days, and then now like we haven't seen them at all. So
did all the I know just from watching the video you put up a couple days ago, there was a couple that went out hunting with mom, and then there was a couple that just kind of hung out and chased each other around the shed. So
yeah,
did they finally all start going out hunting?
yeah. I think the mom actually takes out like a couple of them at a time.
Okay.
Because some of the footage I'm even going to put now, like there's some that kind of run off, and then there's others that are kind of just playing. That kind of happens on and off. So I think it's part of like she's not taking 6 of them at a time. She's taking
Right.
1 or 2, 2 or 1 to 3,
Right.
and then she takes the next 1 to 3 out.
Okay.
So, but we actually talked to a guy. Kim called around about the fox, and she talked to this guy for probably 20 minutes, half an hour, and he said basically leave them alone, and within a week or so they'll actually move on.
Okay.
This part right now is they're trying to actually the mom is trying to get the babies to hunt by themselves, figure out what they're supposed to do, and then they kind of go out into the world.
Oh, they just kind of go their own way?
I guess, yeah.
Wow. Now, do you have any coyotes out your way at all?
Yes, I really haven't heard them lately, this year at all, but I know they're around.
Yeah, so yeah, the coyotes are probably definitely a little more aggressive than the fox are. I would think, especially the young ones. Anyway, the young fox are probably in target.
So I bought a cage, or not a cage, a trap. I bought a trap. Was it last week or the week before? I forget when. Basically, we bought a trap to see if we could catch some of the fox.
Yeah.
And they wanted nothing to do with it.
Really?
They sniffed around it. They kind of looked at it, but they were just stayed away.
Babies and the mother?
Yep.
Yeah. What'd you have in there for like a bait?
It said to use like cat food,
Mm-hmm.
and so we put some of the cat food out there.
Yeah.
Didn't touch it at all. They kind of sniffed around it. They never went into the trap at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the trap over on the hedgerow just to the south of the property.
Yeah.
And something last night decided that it was going to eat all of the cat food, not set off the trap, somehow find its way out of the trap, knocked it over, and it shut the trap. So we didn't get anything.
And you lost your food.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we have it set up, and we'll see if we get anything
right
this time. All right. I think we've gone on long enough.
Yeah. I think we're about done rambling on.
So I think we're going to call it a show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yep. Appreciate it.
I guess stay stout.
Stay stout, and we're out.
We're out of here.
All right. See you next time.
Later.